Agit Kabayel continued his meteoric rise in the heavyweight division with a dramatic comeback victory over Zhilei Zhang, securing a 6th-round knockout after recovering from a knockdown in the 5th. With this victory, Kabayel has solidified his place among the top 5 heavyweights in the world, marking his 3rd consecutive major win on the high-profile cards in Riyadh. The former European champion, who was once seen as an under-the-radar contender, has now established himself as a legitimate force in the division, not just winning, but doing so in a fashion that is both devastating and thrilling to watch. The triumph also earned the 32-year-old German fighter the interim WBC heavyweight title, further cementing his status as a serious title threat. Zhang, at 41 years old, started aggressively, displaying a sense of urgency in the opening round. However, Kabayel, known for his relentless pressure and bodywork, absorbed the early attack and gradually took control of the fight. His high-volume offense forced Zhang into deep waters, exploiting the Chinese southpaw's well-documented stamina issues. Despite a scare in the 5th round, where Zhang landed a solid shot that sent Kabayel to the canvas, the German quickly regained his composure. Even in that round, Kabayel was dictating the pace, and Zhang appeared visibly fatigued. By the 6th, Kabayel's relentless assault left Zhang exhausted and unable to continue, with the veteran ultimately taking a knee and failing to beat the count administered by referee Mark Lyson.
Straight right hand that keeps backing up and hurting Zhang.
And there he goes down for the real deal.
With this emphatic win, Kabayel has positioned himself as a viable contender for any major fight in the division. A showdown with unified champion Alexander Usyk seems unlikely, given Usyk's publicly stated intention to fight only twice more before retiring, with marquee opponents likely prioritized. However, Kabayel has now forced his name into discussions for other high-profile bouts and has become an unavoidable presence in the heavyweight landscape. For Zhang, this loss represents yet another step closer to the inevitable end of his career. While he remains a dangerous opponent in the early rounds, with the power to knock out any heavyweight if he lands cleanly, his gas tank has always been a vulnerability. And now at 41, time is no longer on his side. His chances of claiming a world championship are diminishing rapidly, and barring a miraculous resurgence, the road ahead appears increasingly uncertain. Hamza Sheeraz entered the ring on Saturday night with hopes of claiming his first world title, but Carlos Adames had other plans. The two middleweights battled for 12 competitive rounds at Kingdom Arena in Riyadh, with Adames retaining his WBC belt via a split draw. While the result officially leaves both fighters without a win or loss, the overall flow of the fight suggested that Adames had the upper hand for much of the contest. Before delving into the fight itself, I want to acknowledge an error from my previous video. I had questioned Adames's victory over Sergey Derevyanchenko, echoing skepticism from some parts of the boxing community. However, after revisiting that fight and considering the commentary from analysts and fans, it is clear that Adam's victory was legitimate and well-earned. That re-evaluation also added further context to Saturday's fight, highlighting Adam's proven ability to overcome tough opposition. Against Sheeraz, Adames demonstrated why he was the defending champion. He started aggressively but remained composed, countering effectively and forcing Sheeraz to work off his back foot. Although Sheeraz utilized his reach advantage early on, sticking to his jab and moving well, Adames gradually found his rhythm. By the middle rounds, the Dominican fighter was dictating the pace, targeting Sheeraz's body and closing the distance to neutralize the Brit's length. The 7th and 8th rounds saw both fighters trading moments of success, but Adames's pressure seemed to be wearing Sheeraz down. While Sheeraz landed a few sharp counter shots, he wasn't able to fully deter Adames from pressing forward. By the championship rounds, Adames looked the fresher of the two, pushing the action in the 11th and taking clear initiative in the final round, a crucial moment that could have swung the decision in his favor. What was particularly striking about this fight was the dynamic between the champion and the challenger. Traditionally, it is the challenger's responsibility to take the fight to the champion, proving beyond doubt that they deserve the belt. However, in this case, it was Adames who displayed the greater activity and urgency, while Sheeraz often found himself reacting rather than dictating the pace. This reversal of roles played a crucial part in how the fight unfolded and why Adams appeared to be the one pressing the action throughout. The judges saw it differently, though. One scored the fight 118 to 110 for Adams. Another had it 115 to 114 for Sheeraz, while the third called it even at 114 to 114. That 1-point difference on the second scorecard was all that kept Sheeraz from becoming a world champion. For Adams, this fight reaffirms his position as one of the top middleweights. Since moving up from junior middleweight in 2021, he has put together a strong campaign, with victories over Derevyanchenko, Julian Williams, and Terrell Gausha. Now, with his first title defense ending in a draw, he faces an interesting road ahead. A rematch with Sheeraz seems likely, given the competitive nature of the bout and Sheeraz's mandatory status, but unification fights with Janibek Alimkhanuly or Erislandy Lara could also be on the table. As for Sheeraz, this was a learning experience. He entered the fight as a rising star with significant promotional backing, but Adams tested his adaptability and resilience at the highest level. Sheeraz showed flashes of brilliance, particularly in the early rounds, but struggled at times when Adams pushed the tempo. Moving forward, he and his team will need to assess where adjustments can be made, especially in dealing with sustained pressure from aggressive opponents. Ultimately, while Sheeraz did not walk away with the title, this fight proved that he belongs among the division's elite. Whether a rematch with Adams is next or another path is chosen, the young contender has plenty of opportunities ahead. Saturday night may not have been his coronation, but it was certainly a defining moment in his career.
I think everyone knows what happened, but to be honest, I would not see the punch today. It's boxing. Anything can happen, and especially it's heavyweight.
Martin Bakole, who now holds a record of 21 wins, 2 losses, and 16 victories by knockout, appeared completely unprepared on Saturday night, making him an easy target for WBO interim heavyweight champion Joseph Parker, who improved his record to 36 wins, 3 losses, and 24 knockouts. Their clash, serving as the chief support bout at the Kingdom Arena in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, ended in the second round by technical knockout.
I've not even seen the punch because my hand was here. I never get punch here, and I just feel like, oh, what the hell? But I remember everything, so I went down and I'm sitting with my coach. I'm asking him why not giving me a second chance. He said, no, you watch the video, because until now I've not watched the video. For me, I was thinking maybe I'm going to recover and come back again, like Joseph Parker did to Big Zhang.
Bakole's evident lack of conditioning coming into the fight weighing over 300 pounds severely compromised his ability to compete at the elite level. Parker needed only a clean right hand to the head in the second round to send Bakole crashing to the canvas. Although Bakole managed to rise to his feet, the referee wisely halted the contest as another knockdown was imminent had the fight continued. It was a one-sided affair that could have been avoided had Bakole entered the ring in better shape.
I take big risk. I deserve it because big risk, so I was not prepared for it.
From the moment Bakole stepped through the ropes, it was clear he had made a costly mistake by accepting this fight in such poor condition. If the roles had been reversed and Parker had come in at 310 pounds while Bakole was in peak form, the outcome might have been drastically different. The lack of preparation cost him dearly, not only on the night but also in the grander scheme of his career.
We have a May fight still on, so I'm going and maybe have 1 week off and go back again to the gym.
Despite the setback, Bakole is set to return to the ring in May, as confirmed by Turki Alalshik, who remains committed to keeping him active.
Bakole coming, arrived to the Kingdom.
Incredible, right?
Yeah. We will have big fight with Bakole in May.
However, if he hopes to make an impact in his next bout, he must take his conditioning seriously. The painful reality is that had he been in shape, he might have bulldozed Parker and put himself in position for a lucrative title shot against unified heavyweight champion Alexander Usyk. Instead, his decision to step in at the last minute without adequate preparation cost him a career-defining opportunity. In retrospect, declining the Parker fight to focus on the bigger picture would have been the wiser choice. Ranked number 3 by the IBF, Bakole is still expected to face number 6 ranked Ife Ajagba on May 2nd in an IBF heavyweight title eliminator. Despite the damaging loss to Parker, he remains eligible for the bout. This situation is reflective of modern boxing, where fighters often find themselves in major title contention despite recent setbacks, British veteran Derek Chisora being a prime example. However, stepping in against a dangerous puncher like Ajagba immediately after suffering a knockout loss is a high-risk gamble for Bakole. If he is not fully recovered from the punishment he endured against Parker, his night against Ajagba could be short-lived. Another knockout defeat would be a devastating blow to his career, effectively relegating him to gatekeeper status. At that point, any hopes of fighting for a world title would depend solely on the goodwill of a champion looking for an easy defense. For Bakole, the message is clear. He cannot afford to show up out of shape again. If he does, his days as a serious contender in the heavyweight division may be numbered. Thanks for tuning in again. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like and share your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss any exciting content. See you next time. Stay strong and motivated. Take care.